Welcome to Your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 239. If you are writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book and you need help getting it done, or maybe you'd like to reach more readers to let them know about your book, you are in the right place. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, look for Christine Inc., I-N-K, like the stuff you write with, christine-inc.com. Each day, I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 18 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they have the ability to turn a, quote, non-author into a published author. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. Publishing a book is like stuffing a note into a bottle and hurling it into the sea. Some bottles drown, some come safe to land where the notes are read and then possibly cherished, or else misinterpreted, or else understood all too well by those who hate the message. You never know who your readers might be. Margaret Atwood. All right, well, once again, good morning. It is FAQ Fridays here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I answer your frequently asked questions. Whether about the hats I wear as a ghostwriter, book coach, or author, about writing habits, productivity, mindset, publishing, any of the book writing related questions that are on your mind. So today's question comes as a comment from Cindy on LinkedIn, and she wants to know the methods of discovering the best way to find possible publishers. And I'm actually going to expand her question a little bit to general advice for those of you who are planning to go the traditional versus more of the entrepreneurial independent publishing route. So this is for my traditionally published authors today. First, if you're an entrepreneur, just, and I kind of alluded to this a second ago, if you are an entrepreneur and business owner, before we go down the traditional publishing route, I would actually strongly consider retaining control over your book. So everything from intellectual property, creative vision, your proceeds. And in my opinion, the best way to do this is by independently publishing your book. This is also known as self-publishing. And I could obviously elaborate on this, especially all the changes that have happened in self-publishing over the years, so it no longer has those kind of taboos and problems with reaching customers and all those kind of issues that self-publishing used to have. But since that's not the main question at hand, I will leave this for you as food for thought. Again, this is really for my entrepreneur business owners. Just kind of tell you to really strongly consider independent and or self-publishing. Feel free to stop by my Inc. Authors group on Facebook or LinkedIn to ask more questions about this, where I have traditional and self-published authors and some a combination of both, and we'll all be happy to give you input. Okay, so back to the main question, the best way to find a publisher. Now, I still rely on and recommend to my authors getting a current copy of the book, The Writer's Market. So the writers, like possessive, market. The 2020 edition just came out in November. You have everything in there about how to write a book proposal, but the biggest part of the book and most important is a current directory of listings for agents and publishers, specifically what types of books and authors they're looking for. So very relevant information there, how to submit a proposal to them, their contact information. So the writer's market. And if you're looking for an agent or publisher, and in most cases, you actually might have better luck finding an agent first to help find a publisher, since many publishers do not accept unsolicited works from authors. But if you're looking, whether you're looking for an agent or a publisher, I also recommend networking. Tap into the power of your network, online and otherwise. Find authors that you know, or maybe that are in your network and you really don't know. Great opportunity to meet some folks in your vast social media network. Maybe you haven't met them. Find people who have been published traditionally and get their input on on agents and our publishers that they might recommend. Now, it's not the best idea to outright ask them for connection to their agents and publishers, but if you take the time to genuinely build a relationship and ask for their help, you never know where that will lead. But really, start by asking for their input on agents and publishers and really how to pitch to agents and publishers, because again, these are people who have successfully published traditionally. Especially, if they have any experiences to avoid. Now, this may seem minor, but that's really important information to find agents and publishers that you probably want to avoid because just like anything else in business, not everything is a wonderful experience in business. So that's the advice there is do some networking, get to know your social media network, and really reach out and ask to find those people who have been published traditionally and ask for their input. My final piece of advice for those of you going down the traditional publishing route, and possibly the most important thing I can tell you these days, is to focus heavily on building your author platform. Publishers are becoming less and less willing to gamble on unknown authors, and therefore they're looking for some sort of evidence that you can help with the process of selling your book. This means your numbers, like your social media followers and email lists, but don't stop there. Look at past speaking engagements, media and podcast appearances, any evidence that you can dig up. So this maybe sometimes involves a little bit of creativity, and just look at things that you've accomplished that involve getting attention from others. So any evidence you can dig up to show that people are aware of you and they like you enough to possibly buy a copy of your book when it comes out. So again, get creative and find that evidence of attention. Find evidence that people give you attention, that you're able to garner that attention, you're able to convert that attention into sales. So thank you again, Cindy, on LinkedIn for your question. And I obviously went down a little bit of a rabbit hole there with publishing info, but I hope it's helpful for all of you listening. And please remember to submit your FAQs Friday question through my website, christine-ink.com, or my Ink Authors groups on Facebook or LinkedIn. Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I'm helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. Until tomorrow, happy writing.